What's the fastest way to put on your race number without putting safety pin holes in your expensive race jersey? A race belt. So simple, yet so amazing. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know why every triathlete needs one, yes, you too, and how to put it on during the race. Hey, it's Coach Eric bringing you weekly off-road triathlon training and racing tips so that you can have your best race yet. Hit that red subscribe button now so you get a free video every week. And before you forget, put a comment below and let me know what videos you'd like to see to make your triathlon experience even better. On to the race belt. A race belt is something that's really used in all triathlons, not unique to off-road. This year I actually had an athlete who was doing her first triathlon. She had done Spartan races and running races, but never used a race belt. And so even as a beginner, while they're not absolutely essential to complete a triathlon, I'd really put it in the essential category just because you've got enough stuff to worry about as a beginner, and it makes your triathlon experience just that much better and a little less stressful. So this is it. This is your race belt. They vary a little bit, but they all kind of look like this. They typically range from $7 to give or take $25. Some races even give them out for free, depending. The price varies because of potentially different features. It might have reflective tape, or this one actually has a few spots where you can see you can fit some gels in there, perhaps. This one here, you actually connect your number to this spot here, which I'll show you in a second, but with some of the more expensive ones, it'll actually slide, so the race numbers aren't always the same size, and sometimes you'll get a race number that doesn't quite fit and it kind of folds. And if you want it to lay nice and flat, you're going to want to get one where these actually slide back and forth, and then it'll hold your race number flat in that way. But to fit it, it just has the little elastic here, and you pull it tighter, and it just snaps behind you. And again, this is just one example. This one has a little bungee here where you push this and then you slide it right off. You take the race number, you put it right through there, you put this piece on, and you slide it, and it makes it tight, and you put it on both sides. Some I've seen it have snaps, so they vary a little bit, but this is really all you really need to get that race number on. So once you've got one that has the features that you'd like, treat it like every other piece of equipment, and you're not going to wear it for the first time on race day. Once you adjust it, you get around your waist and you snap it. Don't wear a sweatshirt like I'm wearing now. Maybe put on your race gear, something very similar. For those of you who are used to wearing a race number that's pinned to your shirt or even up on your chest, this is going to hang lower and kind of below the waist. So I would really recommend adjusting it to what you think will fit, and then going for a short run. Does it slide back and forth? Does it cause any chafing anywhere? You don't want any surprises on race day. This thing is supposed to help you, not cause problems on race day. So those are just the subtle things, and chances are it'll be totally fine. But again, I really recommend you try everything before race day. All right, so you got your race belt, you've tried it, you're ready to go to a race. When do you put the darn thing on? Well, in most races, you're only going to wear it for the run. And depending on when you're watching this video and if rules change at all, there's been times where you've had to wear it on the bike. So just check with your individual race. But just for thoroughness, we'll go over the whole race real quick. So as far as if you put it on before the swim, if it's a non-wetsuit swim, you can't do that. So scrap that. I know some people who have put it on underneath their wetsuit, but I really wouldn't do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, if the races allow it, they typically at least frown upon it and recommend you don't wear it in the swim. Number two, those wetsuits are so tight. If you're claustrophobic at all, if it just the way it fits you, it's just one more thing that's kind of tight around your waist. For some of you, it might be fine, but other people, again, if you're even going to consider that, practice with it. And the third thing is you can get the thing on so fast that it really doesn't save really any time putting it on before the swim. If the race does have you wear it for the bike, leave it in transition 1, and when you come out of the swim and you're ready to get on that bike, put it on, snap it in front. That way the race number is in the back, and you're ready to go. Now, I've had a few people tell me that if the water is so cold and they need to wear the race number for the bike, they've actually snapped it beforehand, and then their fingers are so cold that it's hard to snap, and as they're trying to get on their shoes and whatnot, so they'll actually leave it like this, and after the swim, they take off their wetsuit, and they'll actually step into it while it's like this, and then slide it up, turn it around, and go. Hopefully it doesn't apply to you at all because you have a bike sticker you're going to put on your frame of your bike and a sticker for your helmet, so you won't hopefully need to wear it for the bike. So really, hopefully you're just putting it ready to go in transition 2. I lay the race belt on the ground with my shoes over top of it, so as I'm going through transition 1 and other people are going through, it doesn't get knocked around. I slip on my shoes, and then it's laying there, and I grab it, and then you actually can start walking out of transition or running if you want, and as you're moving through transition, you can reach back around and put it on. You'll most likely see athletes where the number slides to the side, or it's even in the back. It might slide that way, or they might purposely put it there. Races typically ask you to put it in the front. Most importantly, when you cross that finish line, so they can identify you, but also if there's photographers on the course, you want that number in front so that they can get a good picture of you, and you can have that memory after you finish that triathlon later. The bottom line here is that you get your race number on fast, and you're not ruining any of your really nice running jerseys, bike jerseys, expensive tri-tops. It just makes everything better. And that, my friend, is the magical race belt. Which one should you buy? Good question, but it's really an individual preference based on the different features that I briefly discussed. And so if you have had a race belt that you really love, put in the comment below right now to help other people out. If there's been one that hasn't worked real well, same thing, tell us which one to avoid and why. But again, it really is a personal preference, but those comments always help. New video next week, and until then, I will see you on the trails.